Hello everyone and welcome to Performance TV from PRI, the Performance Racing Industry Trade Show in Indianapolis, Indiana. Normally, if you're not involved in racing, part of the industry, you can't come here. But we are bringing you backstage so you can see everything on display at this amazing show of speed and beauty.
Welcome to this week's Performance TV. Joe, we are in downtown Indy. It is week number 2 of the Performance Racing Industry Show, which is PRI.
So many race cars, so many engines, so many parts, so many racers, all in one spot. We got to get back in there.
That's right. The business of racing starts here. And Joe, I'm cold. Let's get inside.
As much as Indiana is known for Indy cars, the real backbone of the motorsports scene, sprint cars. Any Friday or Saturday night, you're going to see thousands of people at their local dirt track. This one, driven by Donny Schatz, has got Ford for power. As Tony Stewart and Ford have worked together on a 410 program that makes over 900 horsepower. Throwing a little dirt, riding up on that cushion any weekend night here in Indiana.
You know, you can make all the horsepower you want, but how are you going to utilize that and get it back to the ground? And that's where we come to McLeod Racing, because you guys can help no matter what type of horsepower we're running.
That's a big thing, especially when you're building up your car. You definitely have to have that horsepower to go to the wheels, and what you do, drivetrain components right there. So McLeod Racing, we've been around for 50 years, and you know, our street twins and our twin disc line have been exceptional. It's been our flagship products, the RST, RXT 1200, and our new SFT 2000. So that's anywhere from 800 horsepower up to 2,000 horsepower. So we really have a market for every car that you need. And to get down the drag strip, and you can take these on the street too. One of our big things is we want you to go on the drag strip, make a couple passes down that quarter mile, and then you could drive home with this clutch.
That's right. You guys have seen it, done it, created it, made it better throughout all of these years. And this is just a little part of what McLeod Racing does.
Absolutely. We are a full drivetrain component solution for you. But like I said, we have everything from a single disc up to, you know, a triple disc. But definitely our twin disc line is what you guys need.
There you go. Find out more. Go to their website at McLeodracing.com.
Classic Dash is back at PRI, usually known for updating gauge clusters in classic cars, but now there is a new trend. Steve, tell us a little bit about it.
So we're seeing a lot of the industry moving over to these digital dashes and touchscreen. So what we've done is we've advanced our product too, to allow for many applications for them. You know, Holley EFI, the AEM system, the T7 from V3, the race pack. As you can see here, we've just got a lot of cool stuff for newer modern vehicles. The ability to have everything you ever want, information on your vehicle in one screen, and have it all there at a touch is beautiful. How can you go wrong with that?
What vehicles are popular for you guys?
We're seeing a lot of Gen 5 Camaros, a lot of new Chevy trucks. Still, you got your good classic 69 Camaros, your Novas, your Chevy trucks. So we're still seeing a good mix of old and new come together.
Where can we find out more information for those that are interested?
You can always cruise over to Classic Dash. Come check us out on our website.
Some of the most fun vehicles for me to see here at PRI are ones that take us back to where drag racing really got started. If you were around Lions back in the 60s, well, you would have seen not this car, this is a tribute, but Doug Thorley's Chevy Too Much. This car was the first one to have wheelie bars and the first 4-speed car to go over 150 in the quarter mile. That is some pretty cool stuff.
I love classic hot rods, and none get more classic than this. It's the 1908 Buick 16B. Think about it. The Indy 500 isn't even a thing. It's the first 3 days of racing at the Speedway. This car, 4-cylinder, goes out there and wins. The first ever Indianapolis winner. The driver, Lewis Chevrolet.
At the PRI show, it's all about horsepower and it is all about torque. Now, I don't know about you, but personally, I have not seen a diesel-powered monster truck, but that's what we have here with its 6.7 Cummins and 1,800+ horsepower on diesel fuel only. A lot of torque and a lot of fun, and you know what? I'd love to see this thing get out there and do some jumps and see what it can do. We're just getting revved up, so don't touch that remote. More Performance TV from Indianapolis coming up.
Performance TV is brought to you by Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. John's 360-degree coatings, revolutionary ceramic coatings and protective sealants. RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need. And by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever.
Welcome back to Performance TV. It's one of our favorite weekends of the year, the annual PRI show in Indianapolis. The 2020 season marks the 50th anniversary of NHRA Pro Stock. And so at national events, these nostalgia Pro Stockers are going to be doing exhibition runs. This car belongs to Mike Ruth, and it is a 1979 Glidden Fairmont. Now, the Fairmonts were some of the most dominant cars in Glidden's past. He had a perfect season in 1978, campaigned this one through 1980, and it is just the perfect representation of what Pro Stock should be.
An idea that all of us wish we would have come up with a long time ago. I mean, Greg, we need to be able to hang tools and stuff in our shops and our garages, but pegboard isn't the way to go.
It is not. Most people are familiar with pegboard and slat wall, but the one thing they both have in common is the attachments end up on the floor. We've designed all of our brackets to be engineered for strength, and then once it's attached to the wall, it's there to stay until you want to take it off. So it's very strong. I mean, you can rattle it. It's good for a trailer. It's good for a garage, no matter your application.
What about colors? What about, coming up with the layout that we need?
We have 6 different colors. They're all listed on our website. You can mix and match those from a panel to accessory to come out what's best for you.
I'm seeing lights, I'm seeing shelves, I'm seeing charging stations.
Absolutely. We've designed everything with the use of the tool in mind. So everything is where you need it, when you need it. We have LED lighting that integrates with our power system. We have magnetic mats. We have magnetic socket holders, just about anything you need.
And of course the magic, once you attach this to the Omni wall, we pin it in place and we're good to go.
Absolutely. It's a very simple concept. We didn't invent the hole from pegboard, but we just use it for a proper purpose.
And there you go, something that will really make your shop so much cleaner and better. Go to the website to find out more at omniwallusa.com.
If you've spent any time around drag racing, you've heard the letters FTI. FTI transmissions and torque converters. Greg is here. Greg, you guys are exploding. What are you showing here at PRI?
We got a little bit of everything of our products we make here today. We got some of our racing torque converters, our racing power glides, some of our mud truck gearboxes we use in monster trucks, mega trucks, a little bit of everything.
Champions using your products, but what is next? Where is this company going?
We're going to continue to grow, expanding our wings, more new products, bigger power stuff. We're getting real heavy in the pro mod market. I want to get all the way into fuel class. I don't need NHRA lettuce, but we want to run a converter in a fuel car.
And how did you become so successful? What is the secret to your success?
The secret to success is caring. Customer service, caring about the customer, loving what you do. If you don't like what you do, you'll never be successful.
And for people out there with street cars, do you have something for them as well?
Oh, most certainly. You take today's street car, 1,000 horsepower every day, so we've taken our technology from the racetrack and moved it to the street cars. And truthfully, that's been a lot of fun too. The small tire guys, radial tire, no prep, really challenged me to come up with different products to work in those high horsepower small tire applications.
Where can we find out more?
Go to our website, ftiperformance.com.
Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool. Nikki, we can do so many different things with the Clamp Tight tool and use it on so many different types of materials.
Absolutely. You can everything from air hoses in your shop to your turbos, your intakes, your boost, header wrap, exhaust strap. I mean, even an emergency, you can put it on a battery cable and put the battery cables together if you need to.
And you have several different sizes of tools, and of course we're really excited about what you are introducing here at PRI.
Yeah, actually they start at our original tool, which goes all the way up to a 51, and then we have a premium tool, which up to 62,000 size wire, so almost a coat hanger. The Mini is brand new, so we actually does even 41,000 size wire, so you can it's going to get in them really tight spaces. So we're actually doing a nice kit with that here at the show, and it's going to come with the premium tool and the Mini. You can do anything you need to.
So we're going to be able to find this kit then online?
Absolutely, at clamptighttools.com.
And what did you say this goes down to size-wise?
Actually, it'll go down to about a 24,000 size wire. So, but it'll do all the way up to your 41, which is a really good go-to wire for anything under the hood.
And we want everyone to remember when you use the clamp tight tool, I mean, it's really sealing all the way around.
It's a true 360-degree seal. There's no flat spots, so everything's going to go where it's supposed to go.
All right, find out more. Go to their website at clamptighttools.com.
Headers have been the same for 80 years, until now. Jim from Ultimate Headers, you guys have a redesign. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we started this company about 7 years ago. My father had a vision to have a header that was very different from everyone else out on the marketplace. So what he developed was a investment cast flange that we actually have a patent on. We also have a tight radius cast elbow, along with 321 stainless steel. So the 321 is actually 50% stronger than 304, which all of our competitors use. So we wanted to, as part of being different with our castings and flanges, is that high quality stainless, but much more robust. It actually has a little bit of titanium in it, which we all know is very strong and lightweight.
Very good. And of course, modern cars, you need clearance. What have you got to show us here?
Well, we have something very unique. This is what we call our extreme low profile clamps. They're available in 3-inch and 2.5. This will give you 13 degrees of articulation. So as you come off the header and you're starting to build the exhaust system down the rest of the car, this clamp allows you to rotate in, out, up, or down. And we also can include an oxygen sensor bung for the guy so he can get a perfect alignment for his oxygen sensor as well in these late model LS engines and LT engines.
Very good for all the modern cars out there. Where can we find out more information?
You can find us at ultimateheaders.com or check out our Instagram page.
We'll be back with more Performance TV from PRI after this.
This is the Performance Racing Industry Show in Indianapolis, and Performance TV is all over it. On Debbie Cloud's wild and crazy Trans Am Series car, you've got a wrap. You know what? When you look at this, you wouldn't be able to do things like this with paint jobs or whatever way back in the day. And even for this wrap, it's very intricate. Spoke to the gentleman who actually designed this and put it on the car, and it was very hard to line everything up because of all the little parts and pieces. But that is what makes it really cool.
Hanging in front of the 2019 NMCA Extreme Pro Mod World Championship car, driven by Donnie Walsh in the HPL booth. Eric, what are you guys doing here at PRI?
You know, we're here to display our oil. We want to show people that there's solutions, and we have a solution to help people race more and spend less money in the process.
What makes you guys different than other oils?
You know what, for starters, we're driven by performance. We're not driven by the bottom line. What we focus on is making oil that is the best it can be, regardless of what it costs.
And where does this all take place? Your facility, where is that?
We have actually a really nice, fully outfitted facility in Manteno, Illinois. And from concept to out the door, I mean, we have our own in-house chemist, our own in-house lab. We can test everything, we can bottle it, and we can get it out the door. The nice thing about that is that enables us to offer solutions and quick turnaround times when we test. A lot of companies can't do that. They have to depend on outside firms to do stuff, and we're a one-stop shop. We're in complete control of everything from the concept to finished product.
Drag race car in your booth, what other kinds of motorsports do you make oil for?
We're in pretty much every form of motorsports. You know, not only drag racing, we're in tractor pulling, we're in monster trucks. Pretty much anywhere that there's a combustion engine or not, we're there.
Where can we find out more information?
Visit our website, www.hploil.com.
Just never know what you're going to find when you're cruising the halls here at PRI. We have the Adam Stand workbenches here in the Johnson's high-tech performance booth. These workbenches have been around for a really long time, but what we need are the techs out there, and we're starting to run low.
Yeah, that's right, Kathy. We started a movement called the United States Techs Association. We're using our workbenches in my new signature series muscle car that has legendary lineage to actually promote the movement to get model kit build classes put into grade schools.
Okay, when you say model kit build classes, how will that work?
Well, you know, second graders, first graders, we'd like parents to buy model kits and supply the kids to build in school next to computers, so kids understand it's not just computers, it's building with your hands and computers that builds America.
Absolutely. If someone wanted to find out more about this program that you and your wife put together, how can they do so?
Yeah, they can go to wefilm2020.com, wefilm2020.com. The 2020 is for clear vision.
and of course having fun with the cars, getting the techs out there for the people who have the shops. That's what we need to find out more about.
Right, and keeping my promise to the people that believed in my workbenches 30 years ago.
And there you go. You want to find out more? Just hop on their website.
If you've ever wired a car, maybe done an LS swap, maybe have a resto mod, you know it can be a hassle. Well, the folks at Wiring Specialties have a solution. Yuri, how are you making it easier?
We make wiring very easy for the customer to install. Literally takes a couple of wires to get the engine running. So when you take it out of the box and put it into your Chevelle, 2 wires, crank the key, and you're good to go.
Now, what is it about the harnesses, about the wires, that they are better, that they work better, that they're easier?
So our product is a bit more inclusive than what you find in the aftermarket usually. We include things like fan control, AC control, fuel pump control, all built into the wiring harness that you receive in the box. Each one of them does contain that. Makes the installation very simple. Don't require any additional fuse blocks. Makes it simple.
Now, how are you expanding your business into some other automobiles?
So we follow the OEM production, new engines. We continue to develop wiring for engines that get released as production lines come off. But we also develop CAN bus modules that allow swaps into newer chassis and allow you to retain creature comforts like air conditioning, fan control, gauge cluster functionality. So that's something we're spending a bit of time on catching up on the OEM productions.
Where can people find out more?
So you can easily find us on the web, wiringspecialties.com, or give us a call. We'll be happy to talk to you.
Always so fun to see race cars when we come to PRI. And of course, this funny car, a name that we heard a lot back in the late 70s, a lot of match races and things like that with the frantic Ford. Now, you know what? This car is still out doing match races. It is a show and go car. But what's really cool is for them to bring it here to PRI for people to be able to touch it, see it, and even sit inside it.
People will do anything to get you to stop in their booth. I don't know what I like better, this cool Camaro or this awesome Adirondack chair made out of exhaust tube stainless steel. The welds are awesome, and for me, it's the perfect time to take a break. Actually, I'm exhausted, and I want to rest my feet, my voice, because you know you got to protect the pipes. We'll be back with more Performance TV from PRI after this.
Performance TV is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. The United States Techs Association. Preserve, protect, promote young industry builders. Goody Wheel, the world's first universal vehicle and trailer mounting system. And by Cam Auto Pro, paintless dent repair tools.
Welcome back to Performance TV from Indianapolis. It's the annual PRI show, a mind-boggling display of everything racing. Ah, Cadillac, the American standard for luxury. This is a 1977 Coupe de Ville. It is really nice, really clean. Under the hood, twin turbo LS. It's capable of 530s in the 8th, 8-second quarter miles, and has actually gone rounds in the radial versus the world category. What's cool, it still has the bench seat and an 8-track player.
Making a little stop by our friends here at Roadrunner Performance with our high performance fitting and hoses. And Ken, you guys have pretty much the array of anything that we could need for going out and racing or a hot rod or a street rod. But what I find really interesting are some of the new products that you have.
Yeah, Kathy, we just came out with a quick connect. It's a dry fit, it's no leak. Our bodies are changeable, so you can run a 6 or an 8 fitting. The body will always flow an 8. You can run a female. We really thought this was handy for our consumers. That way they didn't have to buy 5 different fittings to accomplish one thing.
Can you use it gas, oil, everything?
We can use gas, oil, E85, nitrous. Our smallest fitting bursts at 2,500 PSI. The rest of it goes up from there.
Nice. And something else about Roadrunner Performance is your quality control and how you guys really test everything.
Yeah, Kathy, everything we get tested in-house, plus we send it out. We took this fitting, sent it out to an outside company, 9,800 PSI on a put-together fitting. It's pretty incredible on something you put together.
And that's not where it stops either.
Oh, no. Then we took our crimp, which we just came out with, and now our crimp, we tested a 10,000 PSI fitting still here, hose burst. That's what it's supposed to do.
And real world testing as well, as we see some of the folks here in the booth at Roadrunner Performance. Find out what they have for your ride. Go to their website, roadrunnerperformance.com.
Some ideas just make sense and change an industry forever. This is one of those. Creighton, what do you got?
Well, I make Griplock ties. Regular zip ties have been used for years, have been around 60 years. And some of the problems with regular zip ties is they smash wires, or they're too tight and broken, or too loose moving around. The main thing that's changed in the zip tie world through the years is they just keep making them kind of cheaper, and you don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes you use a bag of 100 and only 50 or 40 of them are all right. So I got frustrated with regular zip ties. I came up with a Griplock tie. And with the Griplock tie, it's releasable for one thing, so you can put it together like this, take it apart, open it up, add the wires you forgot. It's got this rubber lining. That's really the breakthrough right there. What that does, it cushions your wires, holds them in place, makes it so it doesn't move, so you're not damaging wires. We also use the best materials from DuPont. There's ITAL nylon that's UV protected, so it's not going to fall apart. First year out in the sun, and it's a wider temperature range than a normal zip tie. I wanted to make the best, and that's what Griplock ties are.
Where can we find out more information?
Go to griplocktties.com. And then we're also available at a lot of your favorite retailers as well.
Racing is all about speed, having fun, doing it on 4 wheels and sometimes on 2, as we see here with this NHRA Pro Stock motorcycle on display at the PRI show. I don't know about you, but going 200 miles an hour on 2 wheels in under 7 seconds, well into the 6-second zone, sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Back in the day, motorsports wasn't quite as specialized. Drivers would run multiple series, and cars were built for multiple series, like this Alfa Romeo. Originally designed for European Grand Prix racing, it came to the States and competed in multiple Indianapolis 500s, had several top 10 finishes. After that, onto the Pikes Peak hill climb, where it was also very competitive with multiple top finishes.
PRI definitely fuels the passion for motorsports, Joe, and we've learned that again this year. It's been great.
My passion has been fueled. I'm excited to go home, work on my own car after all we've learned.
My own car and about 3 more I want to build. But you know what? We're going to get back to the studio next week. We haven't been there for a while. Let's go get working on some projects. We'll see you next week for more of Performance TV.
Is this on? Wait, is this on? Yeah, I think it's on.